Good evening from down under, everyone. My name is Romance Blitz, and we're going to continue our Let's Play of Super Robot Wars Y cross playthrough. This should be part 122 in the series, and we're going to jump straight into Crusade at the end of time, as it's part 2 of a continuous mission streak, so nothing much we can do but do it. So we'll get straight into the episode. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you've been enjoying so far, otherwise we shall begin. I've sorted out the Piranha Converters already. Solada's getting 1 kill, Getter Team's getting another, and one of the space boats is just getting kills on the map. Let's get to it. Alrighty, so at Alien Headquarters. The root of our trouble has appeared in this universe. How could this happen? The failure was mine, Queen Medusa. I was unable to prevent their intrusion. Where did they jump to? We predicted that they're in the planet Driven system. Readings have been observed from planet Lamar. We have noticed unwanted pests crawling around the sector of space, have we not? Their presence here is proof that this place and time are unique. That in turn presents us with an opportunity. To start preparations for nipping the abominable Getter in the bud, you mean. The children of Ark must have encountered them by now. They'll be having doubts, and that gives us our opening. MacDonald, you are a renowned strategist in service of the Hiyaki Empire. I trust you have faith in this plan, enough to wager my horns on its success. Very well, see it done. Alright, so back on the A event. And that summarizes how the A event warped into deep space, right into the heart of the Drum Acceleration. Representative Chica is currently in talks with the local species on how we can proceed, specifically how to get home. In other words, you guys have got nothing to worry about. Questions, concerns, bring them all to Mucky with Public Service Section 2. We're way in deep space now, hard to believe. This is so cool, I love the A event. Everyone I know has been so jealous once they hear about this. I've got to get some pictures while we're here. It's bizarre how well they're taking this. One of the very few times Bob might actually have dialogue. Yeah. It's actually really rare that he has to say anything at all. I imagine that changes in the DLC. The A events people are just kind of used to this stuff like this. It'd be one thing if we were still close to Earth, but this? Are you really one to talk? If you're panicking much, you're sure not showing it. I've grown a lot with shadows. It's the same for the people living here. The fortitude of the A Evanses was forged in fire. The Revellans are afraid Earthlings will evolve into a more warlike species, right? Though honestly, if we are going to get stronger, I'm hoping it's in a different direction. People grow stronger, braver, and more resilient to adapt to any environment they have to face. You could call that evolution in a sense. The A Events people have grown so adaptable, I feel if it turned out like there was no way home, they would just make a new life out here. Maybe, but the people of Earth are the only... but the people of Earth are the only there because they didn't have to join the seeding project. That's true, they wouldn't have thought they'd take getting ripped away from the planet in stride. We're all changing, this is just another way we're different from before. You're being awfully quiet, come on, it's weird seeing you all pensive. I don't need your concern. I'll keep it then, it's about time for the meeting with Commander Musashi anyway. We're supposed to see him on his ship, no invitation necessary, so you're coming with. Was already planning to. The rest of you need to know the truth. Meanwhile, on the Getter battleship. Welcome, Shadows, my friends. We appreciate the gracious invitation, Commander Musashi. Oh, pleasure, it's my pleasure. I wanted some quality FaceTime with some of you folks. The people who made this application of photon power a reality and broke new grounds in controlling it. Photon power. new types and more, acting as the seeds of future evolution. You know about new types. You all blazed a trail for humanity in this era to conquer the galaxy. We did. Okay, can this guy chill for like 5 seconds? Musashi Tomo, he was a member of the original Getter team, but he died in battle against the Dinosaur Empire. Then what's he doing out in space 2,500 years in the future? I'm guessing he'll get to that eventually. I see you're doing pretty good, Musashi. Hell, not just good, I see you've really made something of yourself. I see you too, Shikishima. Commander Musashi, what about what you said regarding this era's humanity? I already told you that this is 3,500 years into your future. Now for a little history of what happened to humanity in that time. What do you mean by that? In your time, you were already pushed out into outer space. And in a little bit, humanity is going to start invading in all directions to seize control of the entire galaxy. Wait, invading? Did the NUNG shift gears over time? Humanity terraformed countless planets and spread out into space. Terraformed, in other words, they took other people's planets. I thought the NUNG's policy was peaceful coexistence with other races. This was all a new movement from the Earth to colonize the galaxy. The NUNG had no say in it. In fact, they eventually found themselves swept away in the tide. How did it come to that? When races make contact, there bound to be conflict. The people of Earth fought for their survival. But that's so sad. Freya. They went into the galaxy just to fight. That's so wrong. You're too soft. Sentiment like that goes against the truth of the universe. Someone has to conquer everyone else, prove themselves the strongest, and get the galaxy under their thumb. And that was us, humanity. The Windermillion said Earth would bring danger to the universe, but there's gotta be more to it, right? The story has us as the evil invaders. We soon found ourselves at war with an unbelievable might, and we lost. What? Our enemy wouldn't accept surrender. They tried to eradicate us, down to the last cell. Then came the giant space warship. The what? Its name, Getter Emperor. It appeared when humanity was on the brink of extinction. From its birthplace we forgot in our advance, Earth. That was the end of Orion War 1. Humanity found a second wind under the patronage of Emperor's awesome might. We routed our enemy and marched on, stronger than ever. Humanity know, Getter conquered the universe. For what purpose does humanity exist? What does the universe want from Getter? The more our territory expanded, the more Getter Emperor evolved. It grew and grew without limit. Our fleet now occupies an entire star system, and similarly, Getter Emperor has grown larger than our whole solar system. A Getter bigger than the solar system. That's too large for me to even imagine. Is that evolution? Who can say, but I want to see what awaits at the end of Getter's path. Nope, I can't wrap my brain around it. Me neither. This must be some kind of nightmare, right? This is all too real, unfortunately. This is one hell of a war we've stumbled on. Not just any war either, it's a campaign to eradicate all evil in the universe, down to the very last. A crusade. A crusade. That's a real fancy word for it. Don't make it sound like you shouldn't involve you, this is your war. The survival of the human race hinges on it. Fact is, I only see you all being here as Providence. What do you mean, Providence? Our enemy, the Andromeda Federation, is cornered. They're playing their last resort. Their plan is to time travel to the past and destroy Earth before Getter Emperor is born. But that's why the Andromeda Federation is attacking the Earth. But that plan won't work. What makes you say that? Even if the Andromeda Federation did manage to change the past, it wouldn't accomplish anything. The altered timeline would be separate from the original, it wouldn't rewrite the future. Branching timelines. They could change the past, but said past would branch into a separate new reality, and their future would stay exactly as it was. I'm pretty sure you guys have that figured out, but unfortunately things work a little differently around here. See, when Getter Emperor exists in a universe, it makes itself a singular point, forming a closed space with special properties. In short, that means the timeline won't split. Instead, it will be pulled towards the fate of Getter Emperor existing. That's insane. Actually, it's not impossible. Everything before the existence of this Getter Emperor would be trivial. Think of it like throwing pebbles into a huge river. You never change the course of the entire thing. But we know that events that seem small can cascade into huge outcomes, like with the butterfly effect. Meanwhile, there are factors with the ability to change the future even at this close space. These would be singular points. But like Musashi said, Getter Emperor is such a massive singular point, they still wouldn't be able to shift it much. Now I understand. Lelouch. Shamna, Queen of Zolkistan, had the gears of endless rebirth. It allowed her to send her mind to the past, effective time travel. She was able to retain her memories and experiences and use them to make new decisions. Time moves along one axis but doesn't branch, therefore the future can be changed. She must have known that, or at least believed it enough to bet her life on it. But that's only a small singular point. It doesn't have enough force to affect the future what Getter Emperor manifests. Therefore, Getter Emperor is an inevitable outcome. Hold on, let me get this straight. So they're Drummer Salvation just wasting their time no matter what they do. Not quite. If there was a singular point that could be a match for Getter Emperor, they could change the future completely. Or if they could interfere with an event directly related to Getter Emperor, they might have the chance to divert it. Arc and Emperor, two Getters. Arc has some connection to Emperor. I assume that's why they're trying to destroy it. It's ironic. Getter Emperor closed the timeline and isolated this reality. If it hadn't done that, the idea of affecting the past to alter the present wouldn't have even been conceivable. I bet old Emperor's head's way too big to even consider the possibility a threat. 9. You're on the right track. The Andromeda Salvation's betting on that principle. The theory of space-time technology is all worked out and they've got it down pat. The tricky part's controlling it. Even a little flicker in the space-time continuum could blow up a nuclear worth of space. That's why the moment any intelligent civilization learns the first thing about it, they never touch it again. Taboo science all round. So the Andromeda Salvation treads into forbidden territory, fully aware of the danger. They've been mucking around on Earth since way before you started fighting them. They try distinguishing anything that might lead to Getter Emperor's creation. You can thank them for the Hiyaki Empire. What? The Hiyaki Empire, the Oni-like people who attacked the human race 35 years ago. You're telling us the Andromeda Salvation put them up to it. They sent the Flying Saucer Fortress back to Earth's past. The transfer field, though, it ended up frozen in the Antarctic Glacier. Until it was found by a member of the Polar Expedition team, a guy who later became Emperor Bry. They used the advanced science the Andromeda Salvation stashed aboard the Flying Saucer Fortress to create the Hiyaki Empire and fight Getter. And those older insect sightings. Bingo, small-scale temporal sabotage. But none of that matters anymore. You being here is a blessing. We can put an end to this war once and for all. You have tremendous resources at your disposal. Sure, you don't need our help. We do have 2,500 years of technological advancement on you, but it doesn't add up to much more than what you've got. Not to mention, interference from the future would cause discrepancies. It could destabilize, worst case, destroy this universe. But you guys are from the past before Getter Emperor existed. Whatever you do, you're safe. In simple terms, our hands are tied. You, on the other hand, you're from the past, so anything goes. How can you be sure? It's in Emperor's memories. Do those memories happen to include what happened on Earth back when my dad's team was active? They sure do, but those memories on Earth only go up to when Shingetter's will went to Mars, which is right when my brother disappeared. So basically, your knowledge of our world ends at 19 years ago. Anything after that, you're in the dark, including what happened to us down the road. Is Emperor nearby? Yeah, it is. Well, nearby is relative. It's sitting about 30 light years away from here. Goddamn, what the hell is Getter Emperor? Getter is our god, the god of humanity, the people it chose, unique amongst all life in the universe. Why does Getter protect humans and allow us to evolve? So we can rule the universe. The apex of evolution means control over all existence. That's the fundamental nature of evolution. That's certainly a bitter pill to swallow. It almost sounds like the Windermerians and their Andromeda Salvation were right all along. This is the truth about humanity, about you. Right, the Revelans here. The only reason you're still alive is because you're a guest of shadows. Know your place, or... Yeah, I know. I swore that I swore that when I die, it'd be by His Majesty's side. That's the biggest revelation for us, honestly, that Celestial Emperor Valbloom traveled through time as well. Cyrus. I'm from the present. You can connect the dots from there. The Pan-Stellar Emperor Ravel came to Earth from 2,500 years in the future. Or at least, the Emperor and his immediate forces. About 50,000 in total. Meaning Ravel fought against humanity 2,500 years in the future. The Andromeda Stellation Ravel all kinds of galactic residents in every shape and from every culture joined the war against humanity. The result, the proud Ravelans, the most valiant of them all, were driven to the brink of extinction. So you came up with the same plan as the Andromeda Stellation, go back to Earth's past. Of course not, we would never break the taboo. And even more importantly, His Majesty would never abandon his people, nor his warriors. Then what happened to you? We didn't mean to end up in the past or on Earth. It was an accident. We got sucked into a dimensional vortex and came out from your frame of reference 5 years ago. So the Revelans are lost in time. Of course we knew that this universe was closed by Getter. Since we found ourselves in Earth's past, we chose to blend in and covertly do what was necessary to save Ravel. This may not have been your intent, but you are following the Andromeda Salvation strategy of changing the past, correct? The only hope of saving Ravel, though not all of us see it as worth breaking the taboo. So it was a hash function after all, now it makes sense. A what function? A hash function converts one bit of data into another. It's used in cryptographic security. It's impossible to decrypt it back. You see, if you don't know the exact function, you can never get the original data back out. You can only get the right answer if you already knew it beforehand. In other words, Ravel was always a few steps ahead of us because they already knew what would happen. Rue Nexus is a scholar of Earth cultures. He knew your history inside and out. That's also how we knew that if said history stayed its course, it would end in Ravel's destruction. So what is the combat evolution of humanity you're so scared of? You can see it for yourself where humanity is 2,500 years down the line. It's a better explanation than any I can give. Your people, combat ability and technology are in another league from another civilizations in the galaxy. Ravel was the only one with a chance in a real fight with our survival strategy genes activated. And they still didn't keep us from being nearly wiped out. Where does Azana fit into the evolution of humanity? Our records show that the dramatic impact Azana's birth had on humanity's development is kickstarting its evolution. One person single-handedly drove our species' evolution. Is that possible? It is. It's simple for a single new factor to spread rapidly over generations. You haven't noticed, have you? There's something like our survival strategy genes dormant in your species. It looks to me like Izana's influence is activating them. Some of your geneticists did find it and started working on countermeasures though. Did the research being done in Colony Mendel have something to do with that? They may have been what compelled Gilbert Durandal to rush the implementation of the Destiny Plan. It doesn't matter now. What does is your race is about to take the first step on its path to combat evolution. And as much as I like to deal with that problem, we have no idea where she is. So basically, it doesn't matter what we do. You just said we can't move Getter Emperor, so... Jun Arikara, you said it was impossible to change the course of a river by throwing pebbles. Right. That's true for a single pebble, sure. But what if you threw a million or hell a boulder? If you have enough single points together, or one massive one, the future could change. But if two single points collided, that would mean... That's exactly how we Valen saw it. We set out to find something that could become a singular point. Izana was one of the most promising prospects, but we couldn't even find a trace of her. Despite that, Ovel took action and formed Nullars. You don't think that was a desperate gamble? Ironic of you to say that. What do you mean? Shah Azamul, you're the very reason we made our move. Me? How? In our version of history, you took command of Neozia, declared war against the Earth, and won. Shah won. The records after that are spotty, but we knew that the Earth was plunged into bloody war. The living hell that ensured was the perfect environment to accelerate your species' combat evolution. My victory made humanity captain. It's hard to deny Shah might have been leading the whole world to destruction towards the end of the Revolutionary War, but that timeline changed. Shah Azmil altered history on a planetary scale and became a massive single point. You mentioned Zolkistan Shamna, a geas whose power evolved to the level of a code inheritors can be a single point too. That makes sense. I figured you'd be more surprised. I remember what happened with Shamna, and I'm familiar with Code Inherit's ability to defy natural law. Lelouch v. Britannia and Shah Aznavold, two of you changed the course of Earth's history. His Majesty in Nexus saw its turning away from its path and took steps to make sure it stayed that way. Add Zana into the mix and you'd be enough of a single point to make Get Emperor budge. If that didn't work, Bavel would make itself into one. That's what Noels was for. Only the Valens know that's their game, of course. Your resistance is useless and pathetic. What was that? All your meticulous little schemes, and 2,500 years later, nothing changed a bit. Laval without its celestial emperor is like a candle in a hurricane. Hell, it might already be snuffed out. Why you... Mad? Too bad. That's the truth of the universe. The Shron shall... Gah! Well, stay with us, Musashi. What the hell just happened? Report from Captain Novi, the ship's taken a direct hit from a long-range bombardment. So the bad guys are here. All hands return to the A-Advent. At least we were protected by shields, but luck wasn't on his side. That wing's fatal. We all return to being one with the Buddha. Go in peace from this mortal coil. Don't you worry, a new me will be activated in a second. Musashi. Hey, I'm back. Well, there's another one. I'm your new commander, look sharp. Is he a clone or something? No, I'm just an artificial person with pure human genes. We're all created based on the memories of Geta Emperor. Emperor's memories again? The old me should have had his shield up. I won't make the same mistake. You're up, Shadow. Show me what you got to take the end of this war. So that's a bit of an intro. Time for a drink. Oh, okay. Crusade at the end of time. Alright. So these two are force deployed. You get to go for a spin. Alright. Oh, pardon me. everyone's like, we don't know what we should do. But we can do something like that because we're a singular point. Yeah, fight, don't give a damn about this future, go back and save the world, change the future, screw over, get an emperor. Yeah, Cross is like, yeah, I can believe that you would fight to get drunk. Alright, so Soleto is sniping the crap out of him. Alright, so let's have a good look at what their levels are. Actually, before we do anything, let's make sure everyone is active. Alright, so 185. 185, yeah, so not the greatest level difference. Okay, so we need to make a little bit of room for our wonderful friend, Soletta. So that's exactly what we're going to do. Alright, we actually need to kill the last one as well. Anyone else who's particularly short-ranged? Yeah, I guess you. Yeah, go figure. Emma's struggling a little bit. Alright, Soletta. Oh, I totally killed the wrong one, didn't I? Oops. That's alright. Alright, yeah, so I can do it. Go, best go, go. Wait, where'd that get you? 190. Not bad. 10 to go. Alright, so that didn't actually trigger the transition, so we'll just keep going then, I guess. These guys are starting to get a little bit bulky. Still not triggering anything just yet. Alright, strike the one all the way in the back. There we go. Alright, so this time for enemy reinforcements. Oh no. Yeah, so things are clearly not looking great. Yeah, so If it wasn't slightly obvious what they're trying to do, then yeah, let's just say this is a preview for the next main mission. Yep, bugger off so we don't have to kill you, though I would have gladly taken the experience. I'm just going to... Okay, it's alright. I didn't have to put in a pause. Yeah, I'm sure Ryoma actually could if he was a unit in this game. Oh, pardon me. Alright. Alright. We're just gonna try and get everyone 1 kill each. So I think Hero can get that one. Everyone else should still be in range to smite something, I think. Show off its attacks a little bit more. Alright. Now that should trigger. Trigger refresh. Okay. And that's it for now. Alright. Again, finally end the turn. We're still gonna do this during our turn, of course. Alright. So I'll show off the big attack when we do the kill. But after this one, we've only got 3 maps until the end of the chapter, except for like all the DLC stuff that might spawn, so.
やれウザーナ、死ぬまでもがき苦しむのだ。
本気で来やがれマクドナルド。挨拶は済んだよな。あら、こいつで仕留める。ゲッタービーム。
我らはアークを絶対に止めねばならぬのだ。
Oh right, of course he would get a level from it. That's fine. Alright. Objective. Not objective. Unilist. I'm just way too lazy to actually do this any other way. Any down this side? Hero. Alright, get that one there. Kira, okay. Alright. And I think after this, a lot of them will be, 187, so you can just give them to whoever. Yeah, alright. Alright. Alrighty, let's finish this.
ついに来た。おふくろの仇を討つ時が。俺たちはゲッターの申し子だ。アークシャインボンバー。
カムイ、あとは任せたぞ。
やったな、カムイバク。
Alright. 194. Not bad. Single digits for one unit, at least. Meanwhile, back on the Getter battleship, 30% of our forces wiped off the star chart by the starboarder's meltdown. Oh well, the Andromeda Salvation lost the starboarder, so humanity still wins. Getter Arc Shadows, too bad I couldn't save you guys. But Emperor might. Yeah, if Takuma and Emperor are connected. Guess that's our only chance. Ugh, where am I? There is no good or evil, no like or dislike, no moving or standing still. That voice, is that my dad? It can't be stopped, whether it wanted or not, that's evolution. Evolution. Evolution is an enemy and an ally. It's providence, a system, and a concept. That voice, to hear, is that my brother. It's a program built into all species to aid in their survival, but its logic is infallible. It doesn't change anything. Picture anything unlike that, you're above it all. Humans get sad and frustrated. Sometimes we feel like we're being eaten from the inside out. That's just how we are. You want us to just give up after everything we've been through? Screw that. Heh. And no, it's not just you in here. There's a whole bunch of people's wills too. If the will of Getter is a hive of simulated consciousness, then Baku. Wherever this is, it's not just a place. It's a crazy strong hotspot of energy where thoughts gather from all over the universe. So everyone in Shadows is here somewhere. Hang on, we gotta find Kamui. What the hell? Why the hell isn't he with us? I don't know. I'm worried about Kamui, not to mention Earth, but we gotta get back and make sure that Andromeda Starvation's out of commission. Yeah, for sure, let's move. Baku. Did I say something weird? You look surprised. Yeah, sorry, I just felt like you wanted to stay here or something. Part of me does, honestly. But this place, Get It Emperor is telling me to go to Earth. It is. The Emperor I'm hearing is a collective, but it's not out to grow or evade or anything. If we get to know it better, we might find another possibility for humanity down the road. Another possibility. Sure, Emperor is inherently terrifying, but it's not evil. After this is all over, I think I'll join it myself and see what's happening from there. I gotcha, but for now, yeah, my premonition's loud and clear. The fight's not over yet. Come on, our what? Sorry, our war, humanity's war, ain't over yet. So, back at the Satomi Laboratory Research Control Room. Alright, we're getting reports all over the world that the Stokers are closing. We've received direct confirmation that Hawaii Stoker has vanished. Good. Shadows just saved the world, didn't they? Yeah. They might have completed their mission, but if they don't come back, all three of them are alive, Takuma, Kamo, and Baku. Commander Jin. Commander Jin, the event has been started in Earth's orbit. They're back. That means their mission is a complete success. Yeah. But I have a feeling the fight isn't over yet. No, not just a feeling, I know it's not over. Alright, all Shadow ships and mobile teams confirmed safe. No major damage to the A Event's residential quarter either. I don't see any Stokers in the visible part of Earth either. Looks like we're all clear. Everyone who participated in this mission deserves the credit. Now let's go home to Earth. In the briefing room, Commander Jin contacted us from the Satomi Laboratory. They've been informed that all Stokers on Earth have vanished. So we did it. That's right, the war with the Andromeda Starvation is over, the Earth is safe. Awesome point, us. We sent thanks and well wishes to Gore 3 of the Dinosaur Empire as well. The Dinosaur Empire is planning an official celebration in a few days. Today we celebrate our part. You hear that, Kamui? They're throwing a shindig too. I can't wait to see how the Saurians party. Sure. What's up, man? Something happened? What makes you think that? Just a feeling. Sorry from my face. No need to apologize. There's nothing wrong with celebrating, but this might not be the best time for it. Yeah, not after seeing that future. And then being told it's impossible to change. There's still hope. Camille, you're a singular point, Captain. If you want it to change, you can make it. And I'll do whatever it needs for that to happen. But do you think I can? With all due respect, don't flake out on us, sir. Didn't you take up the Shah Azabal name because you wanted to change the world? I'd forgotten that. Thank you for reminding me. Remember what Cyrus said. If we each become a singular point, we can overcome Get It Emperor. Even pebbles can change a river's course if a million of them work together. We may be those little pebbles, but we're going to keep throwing ourselves into the river until it changes. People are strong when they all come together. That's what being a hero is all about. Changing the future. Minami. We can't change what's behind us, but we can change what's right in front of us. I think. Yeah? Then we won't know until we give it a shot. Then let's go for it. Do you really think you can? Doesn't matter if we can, we will anyways. Accomplishing anything requires a strong will. The first and most vital step is commitment. Commitment, huh? Now loosen up that frown before it's stuck that way. It's party time. Damn straight, we just turned into a launch party for a rewrite of the future. They're all optimistic or just downright oblivious. I really can't tell. That was my reaction too, yeah, but it's pretty nice once you get used to it. You're one of us, aren't you? You should enjoy yourself. Me, one of Shadows. What, were you planning on leaving? I'm a celestial knight of Revel, you know. But you oppose Noah's. I mean, I guess. then there's gotta be a way for you to stay loyal to your Celestial Emperor and stop Noah's at the same time. We can help with the latter, can't say much about the former though. Of course. Okay, again, optimistic or oblivious. Shadows does make you wonder, huh? You can thank our representative for that confusion. Are you calling me optimistic and oblivious? No offense, of course. I'm trying to be positive, right? The only reason I can is because I have you all fighting beside me. And that's why everyone wants to help you so much. You really are doing a great job at representative. I don't think I'm doing that well at all. You know that pedestal you've got your Celestial Emperor on, Cybus? We'll all head over heels for Chica the same way. Again, with this. Oh, I think I heard we got a new member. That means we have to throw another party. Where should we assign him? Section 2 could really use a warm body. You're not the only ones who's short-staffed. He'll stick out a little too much for the Department of Intelligence. I don't think he would fit in with finance either. You can figure that out after the after-party of at the L event. Sounds great to me. You're joining us then. Celestial Knight Race Service reporting, considering me grateful for the opportunity. Allow me to formally welcome you then, Cybus. I mean, he technically joined us last map. This is a bit late, but oh well. There's a two-parter. Well, Cybus, you were never the type to refrain from barking out orders before. But we've been here longer than you. You're gonna have to do what we say for a change. Oh, I had no idea there was a seniority policy. Well, bad news, Todd and Gablade. That means you have to do what we say. Ah, crap, me and my big mouth. You know what? I really do like this place. You better, though it's not all fun and games here. But we'll make do, right? You can bet on it. The Advent and Shadows always pull through. That includes you, Cybus. No slacking. Of course, that's what I chose, and that is what I chose, and I'm going to see it through. This is my path now, Your Majesty, even if it makes me your enemy. But I stand by my oath. I will save you and Ravel when staying true to myself. This is supposed to be a party, and yet you're scowling. You and Arikawa. I know what you're thinking. This reality doesn't branch into parallel worlds, but you and Second still entered it from the outside. The optimistic interpretation is that Getter Emperor's ability to limit outcomes isn't omnipotent. Oh god, I hate that word. Blah blah blah. Whatever. I don't have enough caffeine in my system to attempt it. Yeah, but on the other hand, that implies that the existence of a singular point so powerful, even being as strong as Emperor, can't keep it from opening seam. Or, if it doesn't already exist, it's starting to. Something that can destroy the fundamental order. If it existed, it would be a god of ruin. Yeah, I think Knight is putting 2 and 2 together. Meanwhile, at Evil Incorporated. The Stokers throughout the world have all disappeared, so the Andromeda Salvation has failed. Yes, as we feared, they weren't enough to change the future of a timeline where Getter Emperor exists. Then it falls to the Celestial Emperor. If anyone could do this, it would be Your Majesty. We must set our plans in motion, have our forces around the world begin attacking. Yes, Your Majesty. Meanwhile, so the Andromeda Salvation failed, did it? So it would seem. Then Ravel isn't too far behind. But Bloom won't take it sitting down. The situation is rapidly starting to change. Azana, what should I do? Good question. Offer your heart to us. If it will help His Majesty and Ravel. How noble. I knew I made the right choice with you, sisters. Alright. And now we have a bunch of side content. So we have the DLC. Well, it's like the pre-order stuff, but it's still DLC, I guess. And the DLC for Cybus, Todd, and Gablade, so we'll probably end up doing these ones first. But that is a problem for next episode, so thank you for watching, folks, and I will catch you then.